Hi, my name is Makena Newton.
Hi, I'm Ellie Randall.
And tell us about your college experience right now.
So this is my 5th semester at JTCC while I'm a dual enrolled student at Oak Ridge Military Academy in JTCC, and I'm majoring in the nursing program.
This is my 1st semester enrolling into GTCC, and I'm also dual enrolled into Oak Ridge Military Academy as well.
And you're attending over at GTC, which campus?
So I've attended all 4 campuses that we have this semester. Right now I'm currently at the Jamestown, and I believe next semester I'll be back at the High Point.
So I'm currently at Jamestown as well.
And so talk a little bit about your experiences over at the college.
So I have been going to JROTC. This will be my 2nd school year. At first, I will admit, it was a little confusing to navigate myself around a college campus, but I absolutely love attending there. It is great. They have a really great campus facility, and their college advising team there is really great. I've had to do a lot of communication with their college advising team this year due to it being my senior year, and I'm trying to figure out how all my credits will transfer, so they've been super helpful. They have a great team over there.
So first, when I went to JROTC, my first day, I got lost at my first class. But my professor and all the students there were really helpful and helped me find my way. And I really love my professor and how she really helps us get the concept of everything. It's a college class, but she also really makes sure we understand the concept. So I really like it.
Talk a little bit about how you got to this point to be able to attend over at GTCC.
So in order to attend GTCC, I believe it is a requirement of you being a junior in high school and having at least a 2.5 GPA is my belief. So I originally showed interest because I knew as soon as I started my junior year that I really wanted to be a nurse, and I wanted to take immediate action on that so I could get ahead with my future and everything. So I went ahead and looked into GTCC, and the dean and me got me enrolled in the nursing program. I actually originally was in the general education pathway, and she helped me to switch it over to nursing. And then at first I took my prereqs, and then now I'm actually starting to take my nursing specific classes like Nursing 111 and all that.
Great, so I am wanting to study business, so I'm going on that pathway. I've been doing psychology, and it's been pretty helpful. So.
And currently, right now, how many credits will you have when you graduate?
So when I graduate, I will have almost 60 credits. I will be almost enough to graduate with an associate's degree, which was offered to me through GTCC. I know they asked me if I wanted to graduate with my associate's degree, but instead I chose to take my credits and transfer them to a 4-year to get a bachelor's in science of nursing.
How many credits would I have?
You would have like around 10 from after the end of the school year.
So this is only my first year, so I'd only have, because I'm only taking 2 classes for my first semester, so I'm taking psychology and public speaking. And then my other 2, I'd take 2 other classes for my 2nd semester, so it's around 10. It's a lot.
How has Oak Ridge helped to get you to this point, to where you're able to take those college classes?
Oak Ridge prepared me for what a college course load and a college curriculum was going to be. In a public high school setting, you don't have a syllabus. You don't come to class and have a list of like the way that the class is going to be, a list of the assignments, a list of just literally how the class is laid out, and you're expected to follow it. Here, actually, I've been getting prepared for this since my freshman year. One of my English teachers, Mr. Wallace, has always operated off of a syllabus, telling us that we were getting prepared for college. So getting adjusted to the college course load, the expectations, and running off things like a syllabus was actually something that Oak Ridge already prepared us for.
Yeah.
And you would agree?
Yes, I agree. 100%.
But last year was my first year at GTCC, and I didn't really know what to expect going into it. I was kind of unsure if I would be putting too much on my plate between Oak Ridge and working. I'm a day student, so I work outside of school as well. So between Oak Ridge and working, I didn't know if adding the college curriculum would really be something that was in my workload. But I will say that the support system that I received from JROTC itself and from Oak Ridge Military Academy makes that completely possible for me. And I actually told Ellie, I was like, you have to do JTech with me next year, because, well, first of all, I just wanted someone to ride with, and second of all, it's great to have her there as well at the same time as me, and she can kind of help me out. We can do our work together during our free periods. All of the JTech kids will kind of go in the staff room together, and we'll try and help each other out as much as we can with our assignments. Or I know Sean gave you his old textbook, so some of us will like share materials and stuff, so we're very supportive of each other.
Now, having a leadership position in the Corps, talk a little bit about that between yourselves and how that has also helped with being able to go over to the college.
I mean, I would say being in a leadership position at Oak Ridge has taught me a lot about myself as a person, because I think it's very difficult to have to lead your peers. And even in the past, like last year, my junior year, people who were older than us, that was difficult for me. And I think that allows us to have the upper hand in situations like colleges or workplaces, because we're prepared to step up and take the initiative to, like, one, do the right thing, or two, instruct others.
I feel like I'm very prepared to do anything after being here for about, this is my 4th year.
Like, in college, like, if you have a table of people you don't know and someone needs to step up and like grab the model for my anatomy class, like, I'm always the one who's like, I can do it. I don't have anxiety about being the leader, taking the initiative in the group. So I think that's a big thing.
Now, you are in uniform as well, is that correct?
I do go in uniform.
Yes.
Okay. Both of you talk a little bit about how different that is going in uniform than it is in civilian.
I mean, I don't really mind it, because I wear this uniform every day. I'm not ashamed of wearing this uniform, so it's just a part of me and where I go to school. So
I think a lot of times, like, there have been multiple times me and I know Captain Nicholson have been stopped in JTech, and people have been like, we went to Oak Ridge Military Academy, like, we went there. And I think that it's a great thing to be able to wear the uniform out in public. It is my senior year, so I was honestly thinking about at JTech the other day, I was like, I'm probably gonna miss wearing my uniform out and having people thank me for my service, even though I'm not in the military. It feels nice to have a sense of pride in yourself and, know that you look nice and feel good when you're going out.
Yeah, and also, like, you hold the standard for everyone else that goes to Oak Ridge. So when I wear this uniform out, I represent my whole school. So I'm trying to look good in my uniform.
Yeah, a big part of Oak Ridge, I feel like, is, teaching you that you're always a part of something bigger than yourself, and you're always representing something bigger than yourself. Like, even in life and in your future, once you get a job, like, if I get a job in a hospital, I'm a representation of my hospital and the people that work in that workplace with me. So I think that's an important value, because I think as high schoolers, especially people who don't attend a military academy, sometimes a sense of self-awareness is not really there. And I think that Oak Ridge gives you more perspective of how you and your actions impact everyone and those around you.
Exactly.
Because we're very much a team here.
Yeah. The small school we have, with about, how much is in our Corps? About
Right now we're like
80, about.
Yeah.
About 80, so, but we all stick together. We're all great Corps.
I mean, a big part of my experience at Oak Ridge was actually meeting Ellie. That was probably my biggest changing point for me at Oak Ridge, because I came from public high school, and I had friends in public high school. I had best friends, and like I talked about, I had to leave my friends behind, and that was really hard for me, and my friends dropped me, and I came to Oak Ridge having no one, and I felt like I didn't have a strong support system of friends. And Oak Ridge has really given me a person who I know will be there for me throughout my life and throughout anything that, stop, you're gonna make me cry. I know that I have a real, true best friend now, and someone who will support me through anything. And I feel like that is just so important, because that is not something that you get in public school, and you don't build that kind of relationship. You don't go through a training where it's pouring rain and freezing cold and you're pushing each other to not give up. That's something that just changes you and your relationship with someone extremely.
100%.
And I think like we really lean on each other here.
Yeah.
Like everyone, especially. But especially when you find like your person at Oak Ridge. I say everyone has like their person at Oak Ridge that you really become close with, because when you come here and you're going through all these things like without your family and it's shaping you into who you're going to be as a person, you really have to find someone who is like going to be your support system. And I feel like that's what we have here that's so strong, is we have people who really care.
Yeah, even our faculty and staff, like our teachers do genuinely care about us, and definitely the faculty as well. I definitely feel a bunch of support academically, especially military-wise, just out here marching. I know my SI and senior Army instructor, they all care about me and they all want us to succeed. And also faculty, they all want us to succeed as well. So.
And I know there were times last year where towards the end of the school year, with me taking my college classes and my regular high school classes and working a job, there were days where, I would come to school just a little tired, just a little gassed, like anyone is, like everyone comes to work just a little tired. But the difference is, whereas in public school, I would have been sitting in the back of the class falling asleep and not paying attention, not getting an education because I'm so tired, my teachers actually like emailed my mom and were like, hey, we know Makena's been working super hard, like we just want to make sure she's not pushing herself too hard, which I wasn't, but it just means so much to know that literally from me not even saying anything, just from them knowing my demeanor that well, they know when like the slightest little thing is off with me. Like Major B literally emailed my mom, was like, hey, like I'm noticing a slight little change in Makena's like mood, and it was not like I was just tired, but he noticed it like that.
Yeah, it's also good when they come and support you at like volleyball games. I know a bunch of our teachers and even the president, they all come and support us at the volleyball games, and it really means a bunch to us that they're our number one supporters. So.
What advice would each of you give to a prospective family as far as educationally? Meaning, what would you recommend? And then the second part of that is, what would you recommend just overall for a prospective family?
Educationally, I cannot recommend this to you enough. I don't even recommend it. I'm telling you, Oak Ridge is the best place for you. I know that I've seen the difference between public high school. I've seen the difference between my brother, who's actually in a different kind of private school, just a regular private school, and then I've seen the military aspect that we have to offer here. And the education that you're gonna get here, the amount of investment that these teachers have into us and our futures is something you're not gonna find anywhere else. So my advice to especially the families is, even if it's the hard decision to send your kids here, because I know at first, obviously, it sounds a little scary coming to a military school, and I myself even shed a few tears over coming here. But if I could say one thing, I am more than grateful for my parents doing that, and even if your kids might be a little resistant to it, make that decision.
Yeah, I also agree with everything she said, but also academically, I 100% support it, because I went to a bunch of schools. I went to a public school in middle school. I did not learn whatsoever. I sat in the back of the class, not doing a single thing. I went to a private school where I used books, and we would just read books all the time and not even have like communication with our teachers. We would sit in cubicles all day. I was not learning whatsoever. But when I came to Oak Ridge, it really helped me, because the teachers really sit there and make us learn. They really want us to learn. They encourage us to do anything. So really like it. And my mom had a very, very hard time sitting me here. She sometimes cries about it because it's my senior year, and she's like, wow, you've been here for 4 years already. I remember when I came here, when we went right into Major Ford's office, and she still remembers that day. But it was really hard for her to send me here, but we still made it through, and I will not ever regret coming here. I love this place.
Now, I guess summed up, our advice would be, even if it's hard for your children or even for the family itself, it is the best decision you can make.
100% worth it.
Like, that's coming from 2 seniors. Like, I thought I would be so excited for my senior year to wrap up. I thought I would be like, whoop, Let's go, everybody. That's a wrap on that. Like the first day of school, I was so ready for the senioritis to hit. And actually, I got the exact opposite. I listened to Slipping Through My Fingers by ABBA on the way to school, and I like cried the whole way to school. And I was like, oh my gosh, like I formed a family here. I formed like an entire life here over the last 5 years. And to leave that behind is something that is actually really devastating rather than exciting.
Yeah, it's somewhat devastating at graduation. It's like a sad good time as well, because all the seniors that you have really good memories with, they're all just like leaving you, and they're all
Like it's your
college.
family.
Yeah. We miss them. Like we want them to
Shout
stay
out to our
forever.
seniors.
Yeah, shout out 2025 seniors.
We miss you.
Yeah.
We miss everyone.